Hello, welcome to Andy's Beer Reviews. It is
Fun Friday, fun Friday, fun Friday.
That's right, it's Fun Friday. It's the start of my weekend. It's gateway to my weekend. So on a Friday, first drink on a Friday, I like to drink something a little bit fun and probably a little bit different as well. I was trying to think this morning what I wanted. I was looking at the wall behind me of beers and deciding what should I drink? What shall I have? What's fun? For some reason, I just caught sight of a beer, and it just took me back to when we used to start drinking with my old school mates. And it's just a cider. It's just a relatively simple cider. This is the Merrydown original cider. I think it's the vintage version. Comes in at it is a vintage version. Comes at 6.8% ABV. 750 ml bottle. I think that's from Morrison's. I paid £2, £2.10 for this. 750 ml bottle sounds like a lot, but me and my mates, when we started drinking, me, Pete and Chris, if you ever watched these, and Andy, of course, Andrew, myself, Chris and Andy, the other Andy, we always used to drink cider, and I think it was probably woodpecker, I think, back in the day. So we used to drink a lot of woodpecker cider. We used to have parties, all night Monopoly marathons. We used to drink a heck of a lot of cider. Peter was the posh one amongst us, and Pete used to be his. I think it was Tetley's, and he used to come in a little barrel with it. I think it was just a barrel with a bag. He used to squeeze the top down. There was a little screw thumb thing on it. And I was just thinking about this. Thinking about this morning. Do you know what? That takes me back to really fun times. So I thought for Fun Friday, that cider will do for me. So it's been a while since I've drunk a cider. This is well timed as well, because we just had just taken Heller out playing football as well, and I'm absolutely shattered after doing that. So cider in the glass then. It is clear. It is a very pale golden. It's a nice little bit of carbonation happening. Not a lot, but a nice little bit of carbonation happening. So I've sniffed. I'm desperate to drink it. Let's have a snifter first. Let's do it proper, shall we? It's appley. It's sweet. Do you know it's everything you want out of a cider? What have I got on it? I've got a wild fruit one there. I've probably got some strange flavour ones there. You don't need that. You just need a cider that just tastes of sweet apples, or smells of sweet apples and tastes of sweet apples. And that's all it does. It tastes of sweet apples. It smells a little bit dry, actually. Let's drink it, shall we? It's old school mates and you lot out there. Cheers. Oh, that's good. That's nice. Reminds me, if you enjoy this type of video, click like, click subscribe, and you'll see a lot more. That is decent enough cider. It is very appley. It's dry. There's a little sweetness coming through. Little bit of taste of alcohol, not a great deal, but a little bit of taste of alcohol there. Oh, but you know, I can knock that back. That's tasty, really sweet. You can feel my teeth getting a little bit hairy with it. It's that sort of. It is quite sweet. But you know what? It's quite tasty as well. And very appley. So like I said, it's what you want out of a cider, isn't it? You just want a cider that tastes of apples. It's just a really simple cider. Yeah, so that's kind of I think my formative drinking years was drinking with those lads. And I think the first time I went to a real pub think the four of us were in the in railway together, and that was my first, with those lads, first proper visit into a boozer. And I think if I remember right, I don't know if I ever told this story before, but I'd never been into a pub before. I had with my parents, I suppose, and been in a little kiddie safe bit in the middle of where we had the Greyhound down in Ferry Bridge. Being the kiddie safe bit there, where ladies and children were allowed to sit and order your colas and your packets of crisps. But yeah, out with lads, it was first time, I don't know, must have been 15, I'm guessing. First time to public railway. Didn't know what to order. Didn't even know how to order a beer. Never done it before. And luckily, the guy stood at bar before me asked for a pint of trophy. And so when she said, yes, what can I get you? It was simple, I have a pint of trophy. And that got me, and Taya hooked on beer since that day. And railway is interesting because they had electric pumps for trophy, and they had hand pump. And they always used to ask, do you want it on electric or hand pump? Why would you have? When you got a hand pump there, proper pulled pint, why would you ever want it on electric pump? So yeah, informative years, and yeah, and then when we worked, what we used to do actually, I don't think we did it on that first visit, but when we used to go to the railway, I was the first away when we used to snake around, pick up our mates, and then we used to go to the local offie, which is only probably a couple hundred yards away from railway, and we used to get something like, I can't really remember, but it was like a black tower or a balloon on or something like that, and they used to crack it open for us in offie. We used to like share that around and suck that on the way to pub. Still great times. We'd probably get called antisocial by now. You know, nowadays you'd kind of, if I saw kids doing that were quite obviously underage, coming out of a loffy with a couple of bottles of cheap shit wine, up wait at pubs, you'd think they were antisocial. We probably were antisocial, to be fair. But yeah, that's gone around really quickly. Yeah, so I picked this Fun Friday because it reminded me back of those days, back with my mates, first drinking really, and just pissing about at Chris's, playing Monopoly all night, which we used to absolutely adore. I think we had a stint of Monopoly once, and I do stay all day. We did have a stint that lasted nearly 30 hours once playing Monopoly. Great days. Anyway, back to this. Merrydown, original cider, 6.8% ABV, vintage apple cider. It did take me back actually. It does taste a little bit old school. It's just got that basic rusticness about it. It's just fermented pressed apples. I'm sure there's very little else in there. Writing's too small for me to see. I'm getting old, but I'm sure that's all it's got in there, and it just takes me back. And it's just a lovely, lovely drink. Even on a day like today, had day at work, had week at work, taking dog out, played football, bit warm. It's nice and refreshing. It's appley, it's sweet, it's refreshing, a little bit dry on the back. Pardon, excuse me. A little bit taste of alcohol, it's 6.8%, but not a great deal. Yeah, it's cracking. I'm going to score like 9 out of 10. That's a 9 out of 10 from Andy's Beer Reviews. Whatever you're drinking tonight, as usual, please enjoy it. Until next year, everybody. Cheers.